And good afternoon and welcome to this edition of Central Valley Business. I'm your host, Lauren Baker, and we are here with Zoyer Zyndel and Jordan Fitzpatrick, who are here to tell us about some cool things that are going on in Fresno soon. We have an anniversary vigil coming up and an ice cream social, and you should know all about them because they're pretty cool and they have really good momentum behind them. So welcome, guys.
Thank you for having us.
We're very happy to have both of you. So tell us what you got going on.
So the first event that we'd like to let our community know about is the 1-year anniversary vigil for CaseyHaggard. CaseyHaggard was a transgender woman who was murdered off of Shields and Blackstone. Shields and Cornell, I believe, where she was, brutally murdered. And we're organizing a vigil because it is a 1-year anniversary after her passing, and we would just like to let the community know that we still remember her, and we are still holding out for justice, and hope that the police catch the individual responsible very soon.
Yeah, unfortunately, she was murdered because she is a trans woman, and so it is classified as a hate crime. And like many transgender people that are killed, her murderer still has not been found. And so this is an event to raise awareness of transgender people who also meet the same fate, and also to hopefully raise awareness that we're still fighting for justice for Casey and other trans people.
Oh no, absolutely, because too many of those, even if they find the killers, they're not always served justice for sure. I still remember the one from, I think, 2005, I think Gwen Arajo or whatever, when she had the 5 and none of them were convicted with hate crimes, even though they were all caught. They all know that they did it. Like, that's a topic that bothers me, but like in a way that where I would want to be involved type of thing, not where I ignore it. But
right.
I'm glad that you're doing a vigil for that kind of a purpose, for sure, because we can't just ignore it and just let it be forgotten, because then there's no accountability.
Absolutely. The vigil will be held on Friday, August 12th.
Okay.
At 8 p.m. So we're starting a little bit later because we want to catch the cooler hours.
I do not blame you in this Fresno heat.
Or less hot. So that's Friday, August 12th at 8 p.m. We will meet at the Wendy's off Weldon and Blackstone.
Okay.
And that's off the northwest corner.
Okay. Do people bring things like candles and things like that to these types of things?
We're asking people not to bring candles because of the heat. We will be providing some LED candles.
Okay.
If people want to bring flashlights because it will probably be dark, that would be helpful. We're also asking people to bring flowers or any other things that they'd like to leave for Casey, because we'll be marching to the spot where she was murdered. So we'll be marching on the same route that she was walking on when she was murdered.
Wow.
Also bring any signs, if folks want to bring signs that say Transgender Lives Matter or Justice for Casey, those are definitely welcome. And so we will be marching down the west side of Blackstone and come around, loop around at Shields, and start marching down the east side of Blackstone for the sidewalk march. And when we get to the spot where she was murdered on Cornell Street, we are planning on having speakers, and then actually turning on the candles and create like a little luminary for her.
How awesome.
So come out and show support. We'll have some great inspirational speakers. And so that is definitely the first event that we would like the public to know about.
Oh, for sure. And I'm glad I asked about that candle thing, because I would not have even considered the heat as a factor with that at all. But do tell us about the other one you have coming up. You mentioned to me off camera that you have an ice cream social that's coming up too.
Right. So speaking of the heat and being here in Fresno, there's something cool that is coming up to do on August 20th, which is a Saturday at 7:30. We will be meeting for an ice cream social at Cindy's in the Tower District.
Oh, fun. I love that place.
And so come out, enjoy yourself, have a lot of ice cream, stay cool. The proceeds will benefit Trans Emotion, which is the organization that Jordan and I are here representing. And we basically advocate for the transgender community and help create public awareness and compassion around the transgender experience.
Wow, I'm so glad. And man, ice cream social is a fun way to spread awareness, is it not? Especially in this Fresno god-awful heat. I'm just writing it down because I want to go there. I live in Towers, so there's no excuse for me not to go.
Again, that's August 20th, 7:30, Cindy's in Tower.
7:30. I'm literally writing this down as I'm like still working.
That's good. We want you to come. Everybody's
sure.
invited. It's open to the public.
Yes. And is there anything else that you want to mention before we cut to commercial?
If you want to find more information about Trans Emotion, if you want to get involved in future events, you can find more information on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/transemotion. And also, if you just search Trans Emotion on Facebook, you should find us. So, yeah.
Also, just save the day. This is way in the future, and we'll probably be on here a few times before then, but November 20th is when we plan to hold our Transgender Day of Remembrance, and that's an annual event we hold to kind of pay tribute to individuals like Casey who were in the transgender community and murdered or we lost to suicide. And so this is to help, again, create public awareness while also paying tribute to their memory, and that'll be this year on Sunday, November 20th. Again, we'll re-announce. If anybody is interested in being involved with our efforts for any of these things going on, they can, of course, come to our Facebook page or email us at transemotion@gmail.com or the number on the screen, 464-5806.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, you guys. I love what you're doing. It's important that we have things like this happening in all our local cities and whatnot, because it can't just be in big cities. It's got to be everywhere, for sure.
Right.
And I'm glad that you came to promote it, and that you'll continue to keep promoting it with us, especially.
Thank you so much.
Of course. And stay right here on Central Valley Business. I'll be right back after these messages.